Yo, you are the. We kind of went over some of these numbers last night. The amount of physical copies you're actually selling, the true album sales, which to me means way more than streams, right? Streams can be manipulated. Streams can be background music. People could throw something on while they're at the barbershop. Shit just plays. If it isn't 100,000, it's close to 100,000 actual physical copies of this album were bought, which is insane. It's almost unheard of. I feel like maybe Nicki still does that, but at least in the genre that I'm familiar with, it's pretty damn near unheard of. You've grown this like fan base through obviously being unapologetically yourself, but speaking for so many people who don't have a voice. But I also feel like you have this other side of your fan base that they just love you. Right. They're not even like the music's cool, right? But they saw you on a podcast, right? They saw you they just love you. They saw you on going and speaking to Congress. Just explain to me that connection with the fans that is, it's an anomaly in music right now to have 100,000 physical copies moved in 7 days. That's fucking insane.
No, it's great, man. It's a support in a way that I couldn't ever dreamed I'd have felt. It's like overwhelming, honestly. It's I don't know, man. It's crazy. Just having, to me and you talked about it too, and we talked about it off camera, but I'll say it on camera too. Is that I'm the grass is greener for me in that scenario where it's like the streaming side though is such a big consumption side in the new world, because I guess I'm still nervous. I hope that the CDs are translating to people caring about the music, because we've watched the street hustlers. I know dudes that have sold tens of thousands of CDs that couldn't sell 7 tickets. Mm-hmm. So the real measure to me of an artist's success truly is if people will show up to the building to see you on a
right
Tuesday
out here,
night.
4 feet away from the stage.
That's it. It's like, to me, that's the telltale of
you
that.
sold out. How many people in Wichita, Kansas on a Tuesday night?
Yeah, for sure. 13,000, 14,000.
Insane.
Cool. Great show. We're going to do it again tonight in Springfield, baby. It's going to be a ball down here in Springfield.
That is the real barometer, though. It's like, the people, will they come?
Yeah. Is that, can you build the tour around it? And, that's what, to me, whenever I look. And normally the top 2 or 3 albums can normally tell that. Rod Wave is a huge touring act. Charlie's a huge touring act. You know what I mean? It's but that's where the rubber really meets the road, is if you can get somebody to buy a ticket. Because listen, man, I tell people, man, that's not a ticket stub. That's a soul. Mm-hmm. That's a story.
And that's,
you get 13,000 stories.
That's a babysitter.
That's a babysitter. That's gas money. That's dinner.
For a rough
that's
day
an
at work
outfit.
tomorrow,
That's a rough day at work. I took a day off and drove in. You know what I mean? That's all big stuff. So it's like, to me, that's the real tale.
You've had so many interesting live moments in terms of just your career. Obviously, many gatherings of the Juggalos, opening up for Insane Clown Posse, being in a van with Highlight, running around this country. What, because how many tickets total will this tour move by the end? It's
700,000.
700,000. That's fucking crazy to hear out loud. That's wild. What was like for you?
It's crazy, dog.
Talk to me about the other side of your touring career, where you were in the van, and I think you guys are trying to track down the Van Bertha.
We're trying to find that old van right now. We sicked our guy on it.
But like, for you, like, to have seen it on all ends of the spectrum, like, take me back. And you kind of shared a story about like a rough live show you had. What was like kind of your valley of being on the road as an independent artist, trying to make it before people gave a fuck? I
told a story about whenever we played the Boardwalk in Sacramento, when there was like 7 people or something that showed up. But the one I told you that was just as funny was we played I believe it's called the Electric Factory.
Philly, right?
In Philly, right? And I'm opening up for ICP, and I'm one of 4. So what 1 of 4 means is there's 4 acts. ICP is the 4th act. I'm the first act, which means I go first of all the 4. 2 is Mad Child. 3 is the Mafia 6.
Okay.
Which is 3-6 Mafia.
Their side group, yeah.
Their side group, short of Juicy. And so I'm 1 of 4 in Philly at the Electric Factory. And every night what I would do is, because there was like a changeover time between acts, 15 or 20 minutes, I would say the last song, I would go, hey, y'all, I got inside information here, such as Mad Child's not coming on stage for 20 minutes. So for the next 20 minutes until his song starts, I want to be back at the merch booth, signing stuff, taking pictures, smoking joints, whatever y'all want to do, just come hang. It's early, right? And I come off stage, and I'm like trying to get through the crowd to the thing. And normally I have to put my hood up and kind of get there, and I'll take a picture or 2 on the way. And man, I'm looking people straight in the eye, nothing. I'm walking right by people. I just performed for this whole crowd.
Yeah.
And I go to my merch booth, Bub, and not a soul is in there, Kev. Not a soul. Listen, and it's so packed that people are standing like they have looked. My front of my merch booth had become a common area where like people would come together and exchange cigarettes or like put stuff in a bag.
They didn't give a fuck that you were sitting there.
Yeah, nobody. And I'm standing there like, like my little stuff behind me. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling my little T-shirts. It's like nothing. It was so bad. I watched ICP from front of house, but not like front of house. I meant like front of house, like, I just went out there.
Yeah.
I just stood next to a guy. You know what I'm saying? That looked annoyed that I was taking up space. And just watched the whole show. Those stick with you too, because those are the nights you get in the car and really be like, maybe I'm tripping. Because you're looking for the arrows, and that's a night where you don't get one.
You don't get
You're like,
one,
in fact, arrows go the other way. Net negatives. Another net negative.
That's funny.